Grading out the film, especially when you were in there playing center, what did you guys take away?
Um, well, we just know that the process didn't stop. We just filled in and we didn't change our game plan at all. We just kept going and moving forward with what we were planning on the whole time.
What shifts mentally for you when you change a position like that mid-game?
I mean, especially going to center, the center has a lot of responsibility in our offense. So just making sure that I'm dialed into protections, line calls, and make sure that everyone's on the same page.
What kind of chemistry do you and Justin have when you're playing center? Because obviously it's not your normal position.
Well, thankfully, I mean, we got some time last year, so we've built that connection, and obviously we've been playing. Maybe I haven't been snapping to him for 4 years, but playing with him for 4 years, so we have a lot of chemistry, and we're confident with each other.
Talk with Jake on the sideline, like what he's seeing if he does check out of like a Saturday's game. Do you communicate like what he's seeing and try to get some tips from him just from what what the defensive matchup looks like?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he had to go back to the locker room in the game Saturday, but I mean, he came up to me after the game because he was watching the whole thing. So, yeah, we definitely talk and talk over looks, watch film together to make sure that we're seeing the same thing and would make the same calls going into a game.
Does your week change at all when there's a possibility of you playing center, or is it pretty much the same?
I mean, it's kind of the process just stays the process. I got to be prepared to play whatever I need to come Saturday. So, I'm going to go into that right now. Basically every expectation that I'm going to play center, but also preparing as much as I can to be playing right tackle.
That Stanford defensive line, what do you make of them?
Just a well-coached defense. They're always extremely well-coached, disciplined. So bigger bodies on the interior, quicker, lengthy guys on the edge. So, they're a tough front, and it's going to be a fun game to go play in.
Practice today, you guys had the humidity turned up inside the Mo. What's that like for you guys practicing in that?
Just making sure that that doesn't impact us at all. It's more of a it's less of a physical thing, and I think more of a mental preparation thing to know that you can overcome whatever elements that we're playing, even if we're not used to it being up here in Eugene.
We were talking with Coach Arroyo about how Panay had 11 knockdowns in the game. What's a normal number of knockdowns in a game for an offensive lineman?
That was extremely high, but I would say anywhere between 3 and 5 is probably pretty average for guys. So to get 11 in one game was pretty spectacular, and obviously he got a lot of recognition after that game because he played like a stud, so it's well deserving.
Do you know your career high in knockdowns?
I was probably maybe around 6 or 7, something like that in one game, but I don't know for sure.
Sorry, it's already throughout, but where were you working today in practice?
I was playing center the whole time. Mm-hmm.
So obviously you talked on Saturday about you're comfortable with it, you're ready to go with it if need be, and all that, and the communication and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, getting the time last year and getting time in the game last week, so I'm confident. Yeah, all the confidence in the world going into a game.
Shane was talking about how after Saturday's game he immediately shifted to not only just Stanford as a whole, but reminding himself and talking to his mom about the loss and how everybody felt after that one. What about you? For looking back, this is the first time to face them since what was a really gutting loss last year. How do you kind of approach it mentally?
I mean, for me, not a whole lot changes. I know that it's obviously a conference opponent, and they're going to bring everything they have, but we're doing the same thing. We're going to prepare like we always do to be the best team on the field come Saturday.
After facing Auburn's D-line in week 1, do you guys feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more comfortable going against the D-lines in Stanford and the rest of the conference?
Yeah, what's been kind of nice these first 3 weeks is that we've seen a lot of different fronts, which is, it's helpful because, we have all that experience already. So, we kind of be prepared for anything, and then, just subtle tweaks here and there and details might change. But other than that, we know how to block looks. And so, it's exciting to go into this game.
First true road game of the year. Last year, some struggles. What have you guys kind of done to prepare for that, and do you feel confident about your ability to compete on Saturday?
I think it's all about just focusing on ourselves and making sure that, our week of preparation is, better every single week, and focusing on our own details and focusing on our own preparation to make sure that, we're locked into everything, and, nothing outside of our team can affect that.
Was that where you maybe saw the problems last year, mostly mental?
I think that's a big part of it. I think it just comes down to discipline. Because I think you might not think about it, but going into an away, facing an away team, it's a little different. So if you get if you lose your focus and you lose that discipline, you can get out of your head. So it's all about just focusing on ourselves and make sure that we're prepared.